This parking is too small for your aircraft. Refueling truck is on its way. Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is InsideAgameR. Welcome back to Simply Click Virtual Airlines. Welcome to the Fenix.
Fuel truck is in position.
Okay, that's an interesting one, isn't it?
Please
Welcome.
don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
Yeah. Shh. So until we're here now with the Fenix. This is with the IAE engines. So this is part of the Fenix version 2 update. I've been having a couple of issues this evening, hence why we're a bit late starting. Main issue is the throttle quadrant for some reason won't sync to it, and I don't know why. No idea. So not using the quadrant now, so that's fine anyways. But anyways, let's get into the aircraft. I just want to make sure kind of everything is...
Please use your airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
Oh, shut up. Okay, first things first. Let's get the flight from Sim Brief. So today we're currently in Thessaloniki. Terrible freeware, not freeware, but terrible default airport. I didn't have time to download anything, unfortunately, because we were going to go from Istanbul. But for some reason that's not working. So look, we'll be going from there and we're heading over to Crete. We're going to one of the bigger islands over there. That's fine. Make sure we got the flight in. That's good. So yeah, it should be good. All ground services are here. I don't know if I need to do anything with these, if they're going to do it via
Please
GSX.
use your airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
Oh, Jesus. This lady is so impatient. Anyways, good evening to the people out here. Trucko, Stormo, Random User, Count Davies, Jamesy. Hello, everyone that's flying tonight with us as well. That's a good point. Need to start my actual flight. So, I probably won't be on Vatsim tonight. So, obviously, since my Windows disaster... Apparently I've got more disasters than I realised to have. Just quickly, so we got Stormo flying, Will James, Count Davies all flying with us. Count Davies has already taken off, apparently.
Please use your airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
Is there a way I can shut that lady up?
This parking is too small for your aircraft.
No crap. Right, we'll work on that in a second. Alright, so we're going to go up above then. I don't... do I have the GPU actually set up? We do have a GPU down here, so that's fine. Let's go up above then. So we're going to throw the batteries on.
Please use your airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
Yeah, the Istanbul... Yeah, I don't know why, because the database says it's there, so it's very confusing. Hence why rushing around this evening is not going so well yet. There's been sorting out all kinds of stuff. Okay, seatbelt smoking signs can go to the on position anyways. We can align the ideas. There we go. Let's go into nav mode. That's going to do what it needs to do. Everything else is coming online. Happy days.
Please use your airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
Just want to make sure my config's okay. Okay, we're going to load anyways our fuel.
Please use your airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
4991. Hopefully they're going to now do their fuel. Don't really think there's much else for me to do. I haven't had to set this up in such a long time, I've completely forgotten. I think we do everything from the FMC, don't we? Okay, mass and balance anyways, let's have a look at this.
This parking refueling truck is on its way. This parking is too small.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
Yeah, so I don't know why there's no proper air spots here for us. It's a bit of a weird one, this airport. Who knows? So yeah, we'll see how this goes. We'll see if GSX does its thing or not. The fuel truck's coming here, right?
Catering vehicles are on their way.
I need to find the main settings of this thing to turn the lady off. Must be able to do it.
Fuel truck is in position.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
Everybody's just driving into each other. Don't even know where these guys have come from.
Please use your airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
Hey, Adrian, good evening. Where do I bring up the main GSX settings? I haven't even had a chance to look at GSX since I got it. Find Fenix quite difficult to land, especially in comparison to fly-by-wire. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay, it wants us to open one up. We should open some doors then, shouldn't we? Alright, that's sorting that stuff out. So let's go to the init page. Let's get our request. Okay, flight number today is SIT7742. We're going to be flying up to 380 on our way to Crete. We can get our IRS in it, align on reference, confirm the alignment. Cost index for today, let's have a quick look, guys. Cost index, because I actually haven't even looked. Where's my CI? 8. It was very low. Alrighty, now the only thing is when it comes to reversers, I'm going to have to assume that one of these buttons is going to reverse for me because my quadrant isn't working. So I've unplugged it. We might be okay, we might not need it, Okay, mass and balance anyways. Let's go back into here then. Let's go to our next page. Okay, zero fuel weight is, I suppose we're not loaded yet, are we? I'm going to take it off here. Now, it doesn't need me to open the doors or do it itself. Whoops. I haven't seen the new video yet. No, I haven't even looked. In all honesty. Everybody's just queuing up. I need to turn off all the default crap, I think. So my sim probably needs to be reset up. No, my luck. Oh, there's a send to button now, is there?
Boarding requested.
Alright, well there's not much I can really do for the minute then, is there? Let's be honest. They have a lot of tutorials, yeah, and there's lots of things you can do to kind of learn how to fly. It is quite easy, Trucko, you'd be surprised. Good thing Microsoft Flight Simulator is built for Xbox controllers, so, like, you know, even if you don't have a joystick or whatever, you can easily get into it. Oh, the bag's magically turned up.
Passengers bus is coming. Passengers boarding starting.
Yeah, so like Microsoft is the perfect one to get into, really, without having any of the fancy stuff, to be honest with you. But they'll get you off the ground and to be able to fly and stuff. Well, I'm using the TCA, and brand new, the TCA is only €50, so it's not exactly particularly expensive. I'll be honest with you, I've not even used GSX yet. This was the first time, and you know, I haven't had a chance to even fly. Between repainting and doing other things, just haven't had a chance. Hey, Lucas, good evening. Getting there. Well, you need to have
Passengers bus is coming.
to join the BCS CCS. You just need to make sure you have the add-ons. That's the main thing. Is he going to get more people?
Passengers boarding starting.
Okay, well that's doing that. we need to just make sure that we have our beacon set to on, wing, navigation lights can go to the on position while we're waiting here. 50% loaded now. So I'm going to put on the master switch for the APU. I might not be doing train sim tomorrow because I've been sent something today from Astrogen that they want me to cover, so I'll probably have to put that back. That beer is not very nice. Okay, so the flap's open. I'm going to fire up the APU. No, people aren't on properly yet.
Hello. Thank you.
Oh, I forgot now. All my cameras are gone. Bugger now. Alright, performance. We'll look at that in a second. We want to go to the flight plan. Okay, so we're going to be departing on runway 16. We are taking the LEC P1 Bravo. There you go. There's our departure. And our arrival today should be runway 27.
This parking is too small for your aircraft. This parking is too small for your aircraft.
Morning.
Okay, so VOR, we're going to do the RNAV 27. We should be coming in on the Xavi 1 Alpha.
Hi. I'm right next to her. Thank you.
I mean, it looks good enough to me. Yeah, it's a slow burner, this one, isn't it? No, I find the helicopters, it's a completely different thing, the helicopters, I think. The door's shut because I turned the APU on. I am trying to hurry up a little bit. We're getting there slowly. Oh, I crash and burn all the time. It's all part of the fun of it, really. Okay, while we're waiting for that, let's get Navigraph up. Oh. I got this now needs relinking. Navigraph / code. Okay, the code is M5 2 Zulu Echo Foxtrot Victor X-ray.
Hello, sir.
Okay, so 16's up the top there.
Hello.
The problem with helicopters for me is, if anything goes wrong, they can't glide to land. It is down. You're going nowhere else. That's my thing with helicopters. Not a big fan of them. I go in a plane. I fly planes. I got a license. It's fine. Like, you get an engine failure. You've got time. You've got wings. You know, you're going to glide. But a helicopter, if anything happens to them rotor blades, there's no saving yourself, really.
Passengers bus is coming.
Jesus, we still have more. Yeah, but not if something really bad happens to those things. That's what I mean. Where a propeller can fly off a plane and you're still fine. Yeah, I saw that you fixed a few things.
Passengers boarding started.
How many more bloody people are there? Come on. Even if you feather a blade, them blades, it's still not great news. Oh yeah, I only have a 3070, so yeah, you're fine. Is that what I'm running? I can't remember. 4060 I'm running, sorry. Okay, so that's now sent to the MCDU. We're going to have a look at our things here.
Hello, Captain. VAR is ready for pushback. Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
There we go. So we should be a flaps 3? Don't know why, it's a long runway. We don't need to be doing that, but sure. Okay, that's all good.
Locking gear.
I don't know where she's pushing me back to because I don't really need it. Ah, that's something I need to look at.
This parking is too small for your aircraft.
This is all mods here. How do I cancel this thing on GSX? How do I get them off?
This parking is too small for your aircraft.
I want her to disengage. Loads of members are happening here. Turn on the big light and turn on all your pumps. That will start the pushback. But I've got nowhere to push back. I was just going to go forward. Everything is already on. Good. Ready to go. Okay, I have no idea what's going on. Aha. They've all disappeared now. That's good. Hey, Mads, good evening. I need to definitely play around with this stuff a bit more. Okay, taxi lights to the on. Everything else is good. Okay, quick check on flight controls. At least we're on the move now. Jesus. I'm on mute. I've already done the video for that new update. It's going way too fast. Okay, AP can go off. Strobe lights automatic. Landing lights to the on position. Nose runway turn off. Off. What panel are you on about down here? What gives us the voice?
The cabin is now secure for takeoff.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I think we are good for takeoff. AV1 and rotate. Gear up. Okay, flaps all the way up. You can clean the retractor. Ready aircraft into autopilot. We are about 3,000 feet off the ground, but we can go to standard pressures. Should be all good. Now the only problem is I don't have any cameras. Because it's the update, I haven't downloaded the camera presets. Well, that's going to make this a little bit boring, isn't it?
Can be found in your in-flight brochure. You can also purchase a selection of hot beverages together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept all major credit and debit cards. If we can be of any further assistance, just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Freaking Count Davies is nearly there. Hey Ryan, good evening. Okay, all lights are off. Hey, Dave Bass, hello. No cameras, no problems. Yeah, well, that's a bit like that, isn't it? Can hold. There's bits to do after the flight. Lovely. Oh yeah, no worries, mate. No worries. It is what it is. I have to get my sim all back in order again since all the updates and stuff. So even for me, this was a bit of a mess. Actually, Okay, Zavi's just brings us into Gonfonso. Never done Bristol to Tunisia flight. I'm going soon. I wondered if it would be what it would be like. It's quite far. Usually on the streams, I got to limit the flights to about an hour and a half because everybody's got things to do. Should be a nice flight though. Go down the French coast. Where are we going? LGIR. Just getting some weather data. Okay, so temperature on the ground is 14 degrees. QNH 1017. Current winds are 170 at 6 knots. Everything else should be okay. We're on an RNAV final anyways, full config. Yeah, having no passenger views are a bit of a pain. Can't see you, but I can hear you. Flying the Fenix in VR again. It's insane when you look out of the passenger windows. Looks great. Yeah, I'd love to do a bit of VR flying, but I don't know how to get this... on any other game is fine. This game, I can't seem to stop it from going into the goggle views. No matter how many tutorials I've looked at and other people, there is a way to do it, but for some reason I just can't get it to work. I do some trips in Australia, but it's a bit flat and dry. Yeah. But a lot of America can be like that too. Depends on where you're flying. I like flying around Australia. It's quite nice going, you know, Sydney to Perth and all that kind of stuff. Really, is Cardiff starting to get a bit run down or something? Cardiff used to be a great little hub there for EasyJet and stuff. Are they not doing as much now? The Great Southern Land. Don't know about the Great. Got some cool games this week for you guys as well. Tomorrow I'm going to be looking at the new DLC / update for Police Simulator. I was going to do Train Sim, but unfortunately Astragon emailed me this evening with the DLCs and stuff. So they've now got the new Warden Police DLC with First Aid. So we'll be doing Police Simulator tomorrow night. Friday I have early access to the new Tidal Wave DLC for Gas Station Simulator. I actually have it now, but I'm embargoed until Friday. So Friday night we'll be streaming that. So if any of you like Gas Station Sim and want to see what their new DLC is going to be like, that's what we're going to be doing Friday. Going to Dublin in June. I had to drive to Bristol, which will take me longer than it will fly to Dublin. It's crazy, isn't it? And I wouldn't mind, but if you're going from Bristol to Dublin, literally by the time the plane takes off, it's coming back down. What was it? Less than 30 minutes in the air, I'd say. Yeah. Are you coming over to my land, Luke? I live on the other side of Ireland, though, unfortunately. What type of planes I fly IRL? Small ones. I'll show you what. Just change my screen here for a second. So, I can fly the 172s. So I'm licensed up to one of these. But I'm looking to buy smaller. Show you the I think of the names now. C-42s. I'm looking at getting something that's probably about this size though, so it's going to have 2 seats. But it'll probably end up looking more like this. Something like this. Yeah, I've actually flown this one. It should be alright, she'll love it. Yeah, I'm on the west coast of Ireland, Galway. West coast. The difference is, owning something like a Cessna per year, you know, you need deep pockets, and they're not worth it. To be honest with you, you're better to find a group or a club that you can rent them out, because the overhead costs, now for them obviously they rent theirs out as well as training in them, so you're better to join a group if you're going to do that than to own your own. I mean, to own your own you need at least probably 40 grand. That's just for the plane. Maintenance per year. Now you see the difference is a microlight you're allowed to maintain yourself, where you can't with them, and obviously because I've got good mechanical knowledge and stuff, I'll be able to fully maintain the smaller one. There's no stricter guidelines compared to the 172s, so you save a bomb. Yeah, you're more likely to die in the car on the way to the airport than flying the plane. It's true, unfortunately. The Galway guy. But yeah, that'll be the plan eventually. We'll see when it happens. The biggest worry is over here in Ireland there isn't that many, so probably chances are I'm going to have to go to England and fly one back. But we'll be a while away from worrying about that stuff yet. Well, that's it. Planes do fall in style. You're right. Both engines blow. As long as it hasn't destroyed the wings, you're fine. Oh, you're from the County Clare. Nice. Yeah, I used to use the day tours down there to the Cliffs of Moher with all the Americans. Galway. Technically, I'm more Mayo. I'm on the Galway-Mayo border kind of thing. But yeah. Okay, we're at our top of climb. Unfortunately, I don't have any nice camera angles to show us. Hey, look, I have 24,000 subscribers. If everyone donated me 99p, we'd be buying a plane tomorrow, trust me. Maybe I should start doing a donation pot thing. Do you think I should? Sometimes I feel like it's a bit cheeky, but it would help to speed things up. But I always feel like it's bad form to ask for money. Even though it's weird because I do something where you guys watch for money. So, yeah, I don't know. Oh, you're going in Ryanair. I'm not going to say any more, but the Ryanair on the Irish routes are the new Max 8s. That's all I'm going to say. If it's Boeing, I'm not going. Yep. Well, Adrian, did you see in the news today in America, the Boeing whistleblower who was stated, he went into court on the weekend. He is the guy that said that all their practices are wrong. He was found dead in his car. Apparently he shot himself. Boeing have the whistleblower. So yeah, the Boeing whistleblower was found murdered last night in America somewhere. I get a shotgun flight for having a purple badge. That's it. Any of you, we'll do a day trip to an airfield somewhere in the UK, and we can all go flying. Yeah, absolutely crazy. But they reckon they're saying it was suicide. Any suicide? Who? This guy, they showed his interview live, his deposition, and he was absolutely sound, absolutely fine. There was nothing wrong with him. Why would he go and shoot himself in the head in his car? It's so weird. But yeah, it just shows you that the world is corrupt. Boeing is corrupt. Beyond belief. Did you hear the plane as well that went to New Zealand? I think it came from Japan or something. I can't remember correctly now. It was yesterday as well. The plane just suddenly dropped out of the sky and 50 people were injured in New Zealand. You must have heard of that, Stormo. You're in New Zealand. Oh yeah, for sure. I'm happy to do some sort of meet and greet place things. If we had a plane as well, like I said, I'd be happy to do it at a small airfield and we can all go flying and doing whatever. We'll pick a place central to everybody. To be fair, you could all just fly to my local airport for like 20 euros on Ryanair anyways. Ah, Stormo, I'm sorry. A guy that worked 32 years in his life to retire, to whistleblow one of the biggest corporations in the world, to say how all their practices were terrible, the parts were inadequate, that the gas mask actually one in every four is not going to work. He was going to court for the whole lot. Why the hell would you shoot yourself? I'm sorry. It is so freaking dodgy. It was a 787, you're right, yeah, it was a 787. Did you not hear that, Stormo? It was all over the news here. Now, the 787s are having de-icing issues. The pilots can't put on the de-icer for too long because the new metal they're using inside the engine rim is breaking. But they've already put a NOTAM out to conquer that. Or was it Sydney to Auckland? The TAMR, yeah, that was it. For some reason I thought it came from Japan. I don't know why I thought it came from Japan. Yeah, he lost his instruments for 10 seconds. The plane just fell out of the friggin' sky, pretty much. Yeah, 50 people were injured. A couple of the cabin crew apparently literally were like thrown in the air that were walking around and stuff. Anyone that didn't have seatbelts on just went... No, technically my local would be Knock Airport. But I mean, you can fly from, I think Luton goes to Knock. Gatwick goes to Knock at some flights. Stormo, see, this is the thing about the whistleblower, because he was one of the head engineers and he was the one that told them this design won't work and the parts you're using are inadequate. And he was the guy all behind saying no, so they kicked him out. So that's why he blew the whistle on them, and yeah, he basically he was due to go in to do a second round of interviewing for the court trial, and he didn't show, so the police were looking for him in his hotel but found him in his car. I'm sorry. Why would you have gone through all of that? Oh yeah, and then 3 or 4 days ago the 777 lost its wheel, didn't it? And it crashed a couple of cars I had in the car park. The 777, it was a United, wasn't it? Oh Jesus, I don't know what's going on with Boeing, to be honest with you. Now you can't pinpoint that wheel issue on Boeing, you know, that must be a maintenance issue or something, but the world is mental, man. Absolute mental out there. Absolute bananas. But yeah, Boeing definitely sent a hitman out, that's for sure. It was United, yeah. Yeah, I saw that it bounced off. It was lucky it went into the car park, wasn't it? I saw. But you love it, the Ryanair guy came out on the news here, he was like, oh, don't worry, we're sending out 4 extra engineers to Boeing to make sure our planes are great. And now he's buying all the Southwest planes that are on backlog, because a lot of them... Isn't United moving... Is it United or Southwest Airlines? They're moving to the A321 or the new A322 or whatever it is. And Ryanair, the man, O'Leary, he came out there the other day saying that he's going to buy all the backlog planes at cost price. Freaking hell. Luke Charles. Yeah, don't worry about it. Everything's be fine. NTSB would have to be getting involved if the whistleblower was killed. Well, I mean, the problem is they've come out and stated it was suicide. So what are they going to do? It's a huge cover-up. Whatever that's going on with that guy. I mean, look, if the case was he committed suicide for whatever pressures or whatever, I still feel like it needs to be investigated on why he did it. But I don't know. Come on, we know that the FBI, the CIA, they're all as corrupt as the next person, let's be honest. United have had a string of dramas. Yeah, until everyone moves to Airbus, there's just going to be nothing but problems. But you see, the thing is with it, Airbus can't keep up demand, so the big problem you got is they need planes, because Southwest, did you see that Southwest Airlines in America today announced that they're curtailing routes and they're not hiring any more pilots or anything because they can't get the planes from Boeing, so they don't have enough planes for the pilots. So they're scrapping a load of routes and stuff. United has the A321 now. Yeah, because I know Airbus asked some of their customers that were expecting the new A321s, I think it's the XLRs, just so they could get the United contract to back push theirs, so they could get them on the payroll. Saw a meme of airlines that cut back costs of their cabin and will end up just having rows of bus stop seats in cabins. Yeah, it would surprise me. Who knows? If you had to choose EasyJet or Ryanair, you're probably going to go and pay the extra tenner for EasyJet right now. That's all I'll say. because the new Max 8s are coming into Knock Airport. There's loads of pictures being put up recently of them. So the new Max 8s are here anyways, and they're here to stay. People are saying they must be the safest aircraft out there because of the scrutiny that they've had, but they're still having issues. Did you see the one? Oh, where was it? There was another aircraft yesterday. He went off the runway. It was in America, wasn't it? Adrian, you might know which one it was. He was taxiing out and the gear broke. It was a Max 7378 Max. The gear broke and it fell down. The whole plane crashed on the runway, on the taxiway. Oh Jesus, who was that now? I'm pretty sure it was America. I don't even know. Hang on, I'll tell you who it is. Oh, another one, a United B777 to Sydney had a center hydraulic system failure on their wheels. Oh, there's a United 737 MAX runway excursion at IAH. Yeah, so United 737. They're blaming that one though. The United 737, they were blaming that on the ATC telling them to hurry up, and it was wet. And they reckon he just tilled it too far, and once you go past kind of like the 30-degree angle of an aircraft, it just skids along. But the gear broke. Jesus. Oh, Truck and David, they definitely need to look more into it for sure, because it is the most dodgiest. When I saw in the news this morning, I said, nah, no way are they going to get away with that, but they will. Safe because they're all grounded. They were safe when they were all grounded. They're not anymore. Like I said, Ryanair even now, because people are refusing to go on these 737 Maxes, that they've changed their fleet naming, just to say they don't. You know, when you book a ticket, it normally says 737 whatever. They've changed it a little bit, so basically it doesn't say Max 8 on it. So it doesn't freak people out, so people just don't think about it until they turn up, and then what you're going to do when you're about to board your flight, you're going to get on. Well, Stormer, this is the question, but what was stated by the captain? Well, actually, it was caught on the ATC chatter that basically it was a wet runway. There was a plane behind them because the United parking spaces were right down the end of the runway. They asked him to go all the way down, so they were trying to hurry him up to get the next plane in behind him. And because it was wet, they reckon he was going too fast, and that's what snapped the gears. But again, the NTSB will have to come out and do something. Yeah, Luke, make sure. Well, look, Ryanair between Wales and Ireland, look, there should be no issues. But yeah, God, it's crazy, isn't it? And it's just so unlucky because Boeing is so under scrutiny right now, and I think all these little incidents have probably always been there. Like, there's so many incidents that we don't hear about in planes because they don't need to warn or tell people, like little things. But because Boeing's just so under the cosh right now, anything coming out, they're just getting freaking crucified. Absolutely crucified. I mean, what can you do? Okay, 2,300 is what we need to get this ready for. We're not too far away from top of descent. But yeah, it's Boeing. Yeah, you wouldn't want to work for their media department, would you? I mean, what can you say? You don't have a frequency for RNAV. It's already in the GPS. No, statistically, flying is still the most safest mode of transport, no matter what. No matter what Boeing you go on. I think a lot of it does come down to pilots as well, as long as the training's there. How long is Sydney to Auckland? Don't know. I think it's about 4 or 5 hours, isn't it? It's quite far. It doesn't look so far on the map, but it is pretty damn far, I think. So James, the RNAV approach, you're going to go down to the fix. The fix of the RNAV is here, IR 400. You need to be at 2000 by then. Okay? And then all you're going to press, dun dun dun, approach. That's all you're going to do. It's got everything done here for you. So actually we're going down to 2,000 feet, not 2,300. Nice and easy. Once you get down here, can't show you because I'm not in range. But once you hit the prefix, just press approach like you normally would. You can turn the ILS on. The LS, it doesn't really matter. It will still give you the pink dots. Three hours? I thought it was more than that. I thought it was about 4 or 5 hours. He said the quality went down when they merged with MD. Well, it's funny you say that because MD are blaming them. They're blaming COVID, aren't they? They're saying, oh, because of COVID, we had to let so many of our engineers go, and you know now the quality's not there. But at the end of the day, Boeing have their own people there over at MD watching because they're building the fuselage and doing a lot of the other work. And at the end of the day, they have people there that are supposed to be keeping an eye on all this stuff and having quality control. Now, if they're not doing that themselves, and you know, you're going to get problems. I mean, they're trying to get the 737-10. They can't even get that authorized. That was supposed to be done last year. There are customers that are expecting that variant of that plane this year, but they can't get it. They can't get it authorized because it's just so far. There's so many issues still, and I think there's another one they've got as well that they're trying to get authorized that they can't. Boeing, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, the MD merge was a problem. It was a problem. But then again, like I said, you know, that's something that they factored in. They put people in place for it. And if they, you know, they're not doing their job, then someone needs a kick in the teeth. You know what I mean? It's all fine and dandy when you know you're making billions of pounds behind a desk and you're not flying much or whatever. But you know, there's people out there that have lost people, and you know, it's bananas. It's just like the MH170 or 370 or whatever it was, the plane that went down from Singapore that no one's been able to find. You know, that baffles me that we can't find a plane in this world with all the technology, all the radar, all the satellites. You know, there must be satellites watching over everywhere all the time. Like, how could they not have backdated the imagery? They must, you know, they actually think they know where the plane is now, but the Australian authorities won't go looking, and neither will the Malaysian. And that they reckon, the families reckon, it's all because if they find the plane, it makes them accountable, which means they want to be paid off properly. Like, they got something, but it wasn't much. But if they actually find the wreckage and it could put them accountable, especially if the pilot did crash the plane on purpose. The Chinese one. Well, I remember when I was in Australia. Now, I was in Australia quite a number of years ago, and I was coming home, and I was deciding who to fly back with. I was at this travel agent, and I was sitting there with her, and I said to her, I said, Jesus, I said, so, you know, how much is it going to cost me to get back to London? And she's like, you know, there's you can fly with Chinese Airlines. It was $600 to get me home. I said, Jesus, that's cheap. And she goes, but she goes, you probably won't make it. I said, Jesus Christ. I flew back with Emirates in the end. Emirates were lovely. I flew over with Singapore Airlines, they were great, and I flew back with Emirates. Isn't China entering the airline market with one of their own? Yeah, again, look, the Russians have their own variants of the A320s that they've built. I'm sorry, I wouldn't get on any plane made by either of them. Well, you know what Ford stands for? Fix or repair daily. See, some people would disagree with you and say they must be the safest airline in the world with all the scrutiny they're getting, but you know, I don't know. I mean, you'd fly on it, obviously, but you'd probably in the back of your mind, it's always going to be there, innit? Yeah, she said to me, because I thought $600. I thought great. Now the other thing was there was a 4-day layover in friggin' China. That's why it was so cheap as well. But she was like, yeah, you probably won't get home in that. Like, it's like going in a tin can. Found on road dead. God, I thought it was always fix or repair daily, but alright, that's a good one too. I mean, Ford is bigger in America than it is, and I Ford is okay here. To be honest with you, Ford is it's not bad. At least the parts are cheap when they break. Like, I've got a VW there, I've got a Peugeot, I've had Fords, but like when the VW has a part broken, it costs a bomb. You know, the Ford was always cheap at least. Probably why it breaks down so much, because it is cheap stuff, but you know. But yeah, imagine you didn't know who you're flying with and you turned up to the gate. Imagine you're flying with EasyJet. And they do this because we had it with Ryanair before as well. Their plane broke down and they were like, oh, we've got another carrier to take you. Imagine you're thinking you're going to Crete in your nice A320 from EasyJet, and all of a sudden up rocks this 737 Max. you'd be pretty pissed, wouldn't you? What are they called? EVGA Airlines Chinese Edition. Oh yeah. Or Transit E-Tech. So, look, the Fords aren't too bad, at least they're cheap. I used to have, well, the one that I crashed, I crashed, was a Focus. It was one of those brand new 3-cylinder turbo, 144 brake horsepower Fiestas, not Fiestas, it was Focus. And it was done up to the nuts. I had it was all like the GT spec. It was the fastest 3-cylinder car, but it was so good on petrol. It was so economical. Hey, John, good evening. Alright, we're on our descent down now anyways. That's the main thing. Down at 29,000 feet already. God, anybody watching this back later and listening to this conversation about Boeing, they'll never fly again, will they? Boeing, if you want to buy me a plane on the side, and you know, I'll say good things about you. I had a Fiesta ST and loved it. Insurance company killed my fun with that car though. But you know what? You see, mine was a Focus, but it was one of the brand new. The year I had the crash, anyways. It was a 20 plate. It was brand new. Like I said, it was this new hybrid 3-cylinder eco, but it had the biggest turbo. The turbo was actually bigger than the engine when you looked under the bonnet. But it was so economical. It was so quick as well. But yeah. But then someone ran me off the road and I wrote the car off, and you know, that was that really. I've got it down to a 737-8AS for my flight. Make my day go on. Oh, is that what you're going on? Nice. Are you flying with Ryanair? Must admit, Ryanair, you know, you can't really fault it though. Like, in this country, I could fly from England to Ireland and back cheaper than I can take the bus from where I am to the next city. Like, that's just mind-blowing, isn't it? Hey, John donated £5 for Super Chat. Where we're going? We're heading off to Crete. We're going to the Greek islands, because Jamesy's flying there. We're on the virtual airlines. And if anyone actually wants to fly with us, any of you do any flight simulators and you want to fly with us, every Tuesday we do a group flight. Some people are flying offline, some people are flying online. Tonight there's 4 of us. Count Davies already landed, so he's already done, but Stormo and Will's with me. You can see it there. Just don't tell your missus. Don't let her watch aircraft investigations before she flies. You'll be fine. Flying with Jet 2 to Crete, so we're not honest. No, they're not using the new Maxes though, are they? I didn't think Jet 2 had the new Maxes yet. Wiz usually use A321s, don't they? We should be landing in about 10 minutes now, I'd say, as well. Yeah, I didn't think Jet 2 had the Maxes. Are they buying them, though? I wonder. Right now, I have quite a few of them now. Always hear good things about Airbus. A friend of mine works at Amazon Hub and DF, and he heard Prime Air is switching to Airbus for their cargo plane fleet. Yeah, well, they're still using the MD-11s, aren't they, for the cargo? So, yeah, that's not a surprise either. I mean, we're flying Airbus tonight. This is an A320. Jesus Christ, sound like someone just collapsed in the house. EasyJet, different jet. Depends. It all depends on it. It depends who had what ordered and when. Like, I mean, Ryanair got a load of Southwest ones. See, Ryanair, like, O'Leary, he's an asshole, but he's smart. Like, everyone, when the Maxes got grounded and everyone panicked, he bought everybody's, you know, and he got them at a cut price. No, don't get me wrong. I like a Boeing. I like flying the Boeings. They're all right, but I don't know. You gotta play again, Luke. Stop watching. Stop watching. Disappear. I think the difference with Airbus is they simplified everything. The fly-by-wire technology that they use, even though Boeing have their own version of fly-by-wire, but basically, you know, it's to stop. It's there to help stop the pilots being an idiot and making too many, obviously, mistakes within reason. But the cockpit is just a bit cleaner set up. You know, it's a bit more modern. I think that's the real difference. Even with the Maxes, I'm very surprised Boeing just didn't change some of the layouts and how things were done. They had such a great opportunity to do it, but they didn't. Like, really, the Max 8s look no different from the old 737s inside. There's a few little differences, but yeah, I think that's half the problem. Hey, John, another super chat. Thank you, mate. I want a new game and I don't want to get. Well, what do you like playing? If I get on a 738 Max, I'm just going to close my eyes and pretend I'm on an 8. Yeah, I think the Airbus is definitely more user friendly. The way it feels, and I think the other thing, I think the reason why it feels like there's so much space is because of the side stick. If I'm honest, not having that big yoke in your face. Okay, where are we at? We're at 1,700 feet. I sleep on flights most of the time anyways if I can. I just close my eyes. I've never really experienced really bad turbulence or anything apart from when I went to Australia, when we left Singapore going over the Australian mountains. Like, the turbulence was so bad, all the things popped out, bags were flying everywhere, people were screaming, the lights were flickering. Like, I did kind of think I was going to die that minute, I must admit. It was kind of a weird feeling. And that was actually on a 747. I was on an A380 from London to Singapore, and then at Singapore they swapped us to a 747. But yeah, proper kind of crapped my pants a little bit. Didn't help that everybody else was screaming too. And the captain comes on the voice, "Do not panic." Factory games or simulated games? Well, why don't you add me on Steam? If you just search my Steam name, which is InsideAgameR, and you could go through all the games I own, and you'll see I got so many simulators and factory kind of games there that you can see. You know, looking for something new. Captain of Industry looks pretty good. I want to do a series on that soon. Big Ambitions I love. Brewpub Simulator's good. Chef Life. I will be doing some new cooking sim stuff over the next weeks or two. City Bus Manager's a good manager game. Just seeing what I've got here already loaded in. Gas Station Simulator, if you haven't already played it. Then Quick Vodka and Lemon, Sleep the Flight Away. But you know, I was stupid when I went to Australia, because I was leaving at 11 PM in England and I was arriving at 7 AM a couple of days later. So I said to myself, okay, if I get drunk on the first flight, because it was free drinks, it was a free bar, the second flight I'll sleep. Now the lady, there was no one in the cabin. Literally there was only about 20 of us on this A380 in this quadrant, and so we all had our own rows, and the drinks were flowing a bit too much, and I passed out after, because it's a 12-hour, then it was a 3-hour wait, then 12 hours, and then I think I passed out after about 3 hours. I woke up with the worst hangover in Singapore, sweating my bollocks off. The humidity was killing me, and then when we took the 747 from there to Australia, to Sydney, it was packed of Asian people. Now, I have nothing against Asian people apart from one thing: the way they eat. Oh my god. So I was sitting in this row. Now, I had window seat before as well, but I didn't have it on this one. I was one in, and it was a 434, I think the setup was, and I had two of them next to me, and they gave us this food, and they got their face in a bowl and they're chewing it, and they don't like eat their food, they like taste it and then they spit it out, and oh my god, oh, I couldn't even eat. I felt so sick. Like, it was probably the worst part of all of it. Picton, what's Picton? I flew a domestic flight from Wellington to Piston on a caravan with Sounds Air. We hit an air pocket or something and it fell like 200 feet straight away. Pretty scary. Yeah, see, even up in the air in the small planes, like, depending on how things are, say if you fly over buildings and stuff, the heat from the sun on the roofs dissipates, and then you get thermal pockets. That's what they're called, and it's very turbulent. And yeah, the plane can drop very fast. And to be honest with you, for me, that was one of the hardest things to get over when I was starting to fly. If you fly anywhere where there's a lot of hills or mountains, when you get the wind flow as well, you can get the same kind of effect. But the thermal pockets, you can have the loveliest day outside and you go over somewhere and all of a sudden it's like, you're like this, flying, and it's like, whoa, what's going on? And it's friggin', it's all the heat. Okay, anyways, look, we're coming into landing here. We better turn on some lights. Okay, landing lights are set. I've already done the pre-performance in here. Okay, apparently we need more drag, so I'm going to set some drag. No worries, random user, if you're going to bed. See, I think you have the kind of same issue over there because of the islands and stuff, the hills and things like that. It can get pretty turbulent. But yeah, when I first started doing that flying and stuff, it was the thermal pockets that used to shake me a little bit, because it would happen and then you'd be overcorrecting because the plane's dropping. The first thing you think about is pull the nose back up. But it's stalling, if you know what I mean, because there's just no, it's disrupted the wind over the wings, so technically the plane's still flying, but it's stalling kind of a little bit. And your first instinct is to pull back, but then you're going to completely stall the plane, and then you are probably going to die. Or you go the other way. Well, you don't really go the other way, to be honest with you, because nose down, unless you felt like you needed to. You know, so the big thing with thermal pockets is literally just leave the plane alone. Like, the plane will, even if it drops, you'll notice it'll come back by itself. It's you know, and if you don't touch the wings, you know, it might dip a little bit. It'll just all level out. The plane will fly itself, and it's getting that confidence with the plane. That was the hardest thing for me with those kind of things, and once that kind of happened, I realized that the plane will just continue to fly itself. And then I stopped overcorrecting all the time, and it got easier and got better. Had not been offline ages. I haven't been on one in a little while now, to be honest with you, with COVID and stuff. Jesus Christ. Yeah, if you're not ready for them, they can make you jump. Okay, we got too much drag. Too much drag. Hey John, I'll buy you Captain of Industry. Will you play Leon? I've actually already got it, mate. It's something that I'm willing to do a series on in the next week. But thank you for the offer. But yeah, I will be doing a series on that very soon. I've been learning to play it off camera, slowly. Getting in drop pockets in a glide. Well, yeah, well, obviously you rely on the air, so it's a little bit different. Not sure I'd be too keen at being too low in a glider, to be honest with you. Okay, we're at Gonzo now, so this is taking us in.
Cabin crew must now be seated for landing. Thank you.
Cabin crew, seat for landing. Alright, just double check. Lights.
Hi, Captain. The cabin is now secure for landing.
That was quick. Lights all set. That's all set. All good, all good, all good. The IT service, I finished it. That last video I did was the last one at the moment because they haven't got any more missions. There's something that they're working on still, which I'm quite surprised that in the early access stage that it was so light on missions. But what can you do? They've actually fixed a lot of bugs. Hey, Trucko Dave, I see that you are friend requesting me. It's fine. I will add you. If anybody wants to add me on Steam, like I said, you're more than welcome. Just search InsideAgameR. You can always see the games then that I'm... if I'm in contact with people, I usually put them on a wish list and stuff, so I know what things are coming in the future. So, you know, you can always look at my wish list stuff and you can always see if there's anything worth getting. Hey, Lisa, come in to Tavo, Albanian city in North Macedonia. Really, they don't have airports, but land in the ground. Why does that not surprise me? I've always wanted to go out that way though, it's Macedonia. It's supposed to be beautiful. Okay. We should we need to come off standard pressure. We are at 1017 is our Q and H. If anyone doesn't know why Q and H is important, it offsets this to sea level on the land. Okay, so IR 401 is here. This is IR 401. So we don't initiate it till IR 400, which is the next one. We'll put this down to 10 miles an hour now. What we can do though, set first slats. Oh yeah, X-Plane 12 is running so good now. I have over 800 games there, so I don't have them always downloaded, but there's always stuff there. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing I don't have that we can play. Just remember that. There's always something. 793. Yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to. I've always, and you know, the furthest out that way I've been is Czech Republic. I spent a bit of time there. I had a friend there that I met in Australia, and I went and visited him a few times out that way in Europe. That's probably the furthest east I've been. Alrighty. Runway's already in sight, but we'll flick the approach on. I'm going to hand fly it in anyways. First stage of flaps. Gear down. If any of you there as well that are new here and not in the Discord, come join us in Discord. You're all more than welcome. Okay, flaps 3. Well, I haven't got my quadrant, so I don't have the reverse thrust. I think I have to press the key. So we'll see what happens. Okay, flaps full. Last checks, I got auto brake set to low, that's fine. Spoilers already armed, all good. Landing lights are checked. Get comfortable. Prepare for landing. See how bad this is. All my scenery is really bad, so clearly all my settings need to be redone. Okay, prepare for landing. We're in control. Oh, Jesus. What's going on with this aircraft?
10, 5.
It's so floaty. Okay, I think my brakes have gone on. What?
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving.
Oh, stuck in reverse.
Safety-related duties.
Oh, this is the problem when you don't have your
Last,
quadrant.
You remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls, or internet access may now be used. Please make sure you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat, and in the overhead lockers. Do take care opening the overhead lockers as items may have moved during flight. Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area. On behalf of the captain
Oh my
and
God.
crew, it has been ground.
Yeah, the Fenix is really weird. Like I said, not having my reverse thrusts and stuff doesn't help because of I don't know why my quadrant wouldn't work tonight. Yeah, but it got down anyways. It wasn't the best landing. It like that little bit of flare with no engine. It shouldn't be jumping up like that. Like it proper ballooned. Anyways, let's retract all the flaps. I'd hate to think what kind of landing I just got. I'll let you know. Hang on. What was my landing rate? What you gotta do for the deboarding in this place? I have no idea. Probably have to do it myself, do I?
The boarding requested.
My landing rate was 411. Will I play Captain Industry live? Yeah, maybe. I was going to do a video series, maybe. I haven't decided yet. Quite hard. The game's quite hard. I need to get used to it. Really? Do I thought the doors opened themselves the last time.
Passengers bus is coming.
I don't know, I've opened them cargo doors, but I don't want to open, so we'll just have to go with that. Yeah, it was a nice little route, nice little flight. Oh, take a nice screenshot here too. The Fenix, definitely, the landing needs a bit of work, needs to do a bit of practicing with flying it. We'll work on it, we'll work on it. Thank you for all the people that joined us this evening who flew with us. Like I said, anyone that wants to fly with us, you are all more than welcome. Simply connectva.net now. We had to change. Stormo's still flying. He's just coming in on final approach now.
Passengers, the boarding starting.
All is good. Everything's looking good there anyways. Yeah, the stream will be over now. Usually finish around this time. So we'll be back tomorrow. It looks like we're going to be doing Police Simulator tomorrow. We're going to be looking at the new CPR update, the new car. Friday, we're going to be streaming the new gas station simulator DLC, which I'm quite excited for. So hopefully I'll see some of you for that. Thank you for the 4 of you that flew with us tonight. Jamesy, Stormo, Count Davies, of course. Thank you for everyone that was here. Trucker Davo, Lucas, Erwin, Lucas Charles, Luke Charles, God, oh, everyone's got the same name. John, thank you for all the super chats. Much appreciated, mate. You'll be buying me my plane in no time. And look, everyone else that's been here as well, thank you all very much. Adrian, I see that you're flying on the VA again, Adrian, as well, which is nice to see. Thank you. And hopefully I will see you all tomorrow with something new. Bye for now.